Agatha All Along has finally ended, and that was definitely an ending. You guys were definitely right about the show going downhill. I held out too much hope. The good things about this show and how it ended. I did like how Agatha ended up. It's a lot more like her comic appearances, and it parallels really nicely to Agatha and Scarlet Witch's relationship in the comics. And for that, I really like it. I like her costume. The wig's a bit weird. You'll get it once you see the episode. I'm not gonna go into too much about it for spoilers, but I like that part because it's a lot more like the comics, and it's always nice when they do a little bit of a nod to that. I did like overall in the show the character development. I thought that was really well done. It's just a shame that all the characters they had character development for, they killed off. I don't get the point of that, especially when you're putting that much work into the characters just to kill them. But you know what? Good for them, I guess. They got something there. Overall, between these two episodes, I'm not a big fan. I think episode 8 is definitely better than episode 9. I think episode 9 was just poorly timed. It is a flashback, and the last episode always being a flashback is always, it rarely fits. And here it didn't fit. There are things that get there that we need to know, absolutely. But I think the events could have been reordered a little bit, or just combine episode 8 and 9 and just trim it down. But having a whole episode to a flashback, not a fan. But I did like the twist that they had, especially with Wiccan. I think that was cool. I did like that. It's if it corrects several of my gripes that I had, especially about episode 7, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Other than that, I think it's more just dislikes than anything else. My biggest dislike, I think, has to do with episode 7, where Lilia said that the potions witch is going to have this big important role and it's all up to her. I guess maybe that's not an Agatha All Along. That's just for some completely different project, but I can't, I don't see her coming back. I mean, I don't remember her name after 9 episodes. I can't see this character returning. The costume for Wiccan was solid. I liked the more accurate costume. I think Death was a little bit underutilized here, and it really felt more like a throw in at the last minute because they replaced Kang, so they needed something. Not to mention the absolute whiplash you get watching Billy and Agatha and their characters just changing back and forth. Like one moment, Billy wants to kill Agatha, and 3 seconds later, he's crying because he loves her. It's that's been something that's been consistent with the show. Just the whiplash with these two is just insane. And I think in these 2 episodes, I didn't even really like Agatha. It didn't feel right, especially given everything else that's been happening. But we'll see what's to come. I think that this show in general is odd. It's really odd to me because they set up Young Avengers, yet Marvel's come out and said that Young Avengers project's been scrapped. So maybe they've gone back on that, which I don't know how I feel about it given that Secret Wars is coming up. I guess maybe they're doing something after Secret Wars or maybe just right before. Introducing Young Avengers feels a little bit like why? Like I like a lot of the Young Avengers characters. I really do. I think 90% of them I really enjoy. It's just the focus feel like should be elsewhere. You tried, it didn't work. Why are we pushing it? I mean, this show to me is just more evidence that you recast Jonathan Majors and you keep Kang because this show was made and it went under intensive reshoots, and you can feel the reshoots towards the ending. Kang was supposed to be there. I mean, that was the whole point of the show, and they replaced it with something that's just it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit well. I wish they kept Kang. I wish they kept him as the author of the Darkhold and they went more into that instead of this. again, it's a cool concept what they did with the twist, but this show really kind of felt like a waste, especially when where they started and where they ended up is not too hard to get to via so many other ways that it's just, do we need 9 episodes? I know a lot of people online are enjoying it. I know most people on this channel are not, and that's totally fine. You're more than welcome to enjoy or dislike the show. It's just, this it wasn't for me. I did enjoy several aspects during the show, but in general, it kind of felt like a waste, especially since I had a lot of potential going into it. We got Young Avengers, which again, great, but I'm not seeing how it fits, and that's kind of the biggest issue with Marvel right now is a lot of it doesn't fit into Secret Wars. It could be going into afterwards, but the next show is going to be Marvel's What If for season 3, which season 1 was great. Season 2 is so we'll see how that goes. But I am looking forward to Marvel in 2025 overall. It's only like one project I'm not. So hopefully Marvel ends this year on a high note. If not, they'll kind of just continue with their 50-50, just good, bad. We'll keep you guys updated when What If Season 3 comes out. Thank you so much for watching. If you've been following along as the Penguin and Agatha have been airing back to back, go check our most recent Penguin review where they did exactly what we needed. And I cannot recommend this show anymore.